What up, big geeks and fellow Dragon Ball fans, and welcome to my Dragon Ball Super episode 80 review. Alright dudes, so okay, I'm quite literally just out of bed. I've been up all night trying to get my reaction up there for you guys. I finally got it out, but my god, if you have watched my reaction, then you know how I felt about this episode. I can give you start to finish was fucking hype, dudes. I don't mean to curse, but I only curse when I get so freaking hype and excited about something. And the fact that Toei Animation has listened to the fans once again and made Gohan great again just makes me so happy. You know, it completes me. It brings back that sense of nostalgia, that sense of love that we had of Gohan all the way back, we'll say, to the Cell games and even the Majin Buu arc when he achieved his mystic form. Dudes, Gohan displayed a lot of heart and determination and willpower in this episode. I mean, he refused the Senzu Bean when Zamasu offered. He wanted to prove them that he was able to fight, that he still held the capabilities that he did before, that he didn't want to give up. He wanted to show everybody that he's no force to be reckoned with. He may be the son of Goku and he's got high expectations for him as a person and as a fighter, but he proved today why Gohan is one of the most loved characters in all of Dragon Ball. If we start off at the very beginning, said, let's make this as great as possible. Let's try fit all the most epic moments that they could in 20 minutes of everything he got against Lavender, grabbing him in some sort of a master lock from Chris Masters as stated by Geekdom 101 and Unreal Ant Gaming, and Seismic tossed his ass to the ground. And there was this moment where he stood up tall and proud and said he won. And I think the whole world thought that Gohan won. But as he fainted, the Grand Priestess stated, since both fighters are out and unable to move, this match has resulted in a tie. Now, I think this was a very, very smart move. Not only for, you know, the episode itself and the fandom, but also for future storytelling. Because I feel like this is not over for Gohan and Lavender. I feel like they're gonna have a rematch and Gohan is gonna prove that he is the son of Goku, that he is a Saiyan, and he has something to fight for, and he's gonna kick Lavender's ass the second time round. And I like that. I feel like if they ended this with Gohan getting his ass kicked and getting destroyed by Lavender, there would be a lot of hate in the Dragon Ball community. A lot of people won't be happy with that. I myself would be totally pissed off. I probably would have kicked my screen or something. But they done it smart, they played it well, and I fucking loved it, dudes. Now when we come to the end of this episode, dudes, the Grand Priest stated that he had an announcement to make, you know, that the Zeno-samas had something to say, and what it was is basically that all the universe have been ranked. Now get this, Universe 7 is ranked 3.18, which makes it second from the bottom. Yes, dudes, the universe consisting of Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, and Beerus is second from the bottom in rank of power. Holy shit. What does this mean? What does this mean for the rest of the universes? What are Universe 7 fighters gonna have to face in the future of this tournament of power? I feel like not only Goku and Vegeta are seen to be the second weakest amongst the rest, that the rest of these universes have powers beyond measure. Goku is getting whatever he wanted, was to fight stronger fighters, but I think Goku has bitten him off more than he can chew here. Now, the announcements aren't over. Of course, that means Universe 9 is the weakest because obviously they lost against Universe 7, but their 4 universes are exempt from this tournament, which is a total game changer. I think it's Universe 1, 12, 8, and 5. I could be wrong there, but I think those were the universes, and they are exempt from the tournament because they're ranked 7 and up. 7 and up? That's more than double that of Universe 7. Now that ends the episode there, dudes, with a bit of a cliffhanger, and we come to the preview. Now the preview shows Bergamo fighting Goku. Now, Bergamo seems to be a lot more of an intimidating character. Bergamo is the leader, as we have seen in the last 2 episodes. Now there's a scene where Goku looks small. Now this could either be a shrinking technique that Bergamo has that he's placed on Goku, or Bergamo can go giant, making Goku small. But from the preview it seems like Goku wasn't struggling. Bergamo seems to be in a bit of a shock to see what kind of power Goku has, and I think this is going to show the rest of the universes, and Toppo, who seems to be taking a big interest in Goku's power, or in Universe 7's power, what Goku can do. I can't wait for the next episode, dudes. But all in all, episode 80 of Dragon Ball Super was absolutely incredible. It was fantastic, and I loved it, and I think the fandom and the community can appreciate it as a whole. And I think Akira Toriyama and Toei Animation have done an absolutely fantastic job in delivering an episode not only for the Gohan fans, but for the Dragon Ball fans in general, bringing back a sense of nostalgia and epicness that we got in Dragon Ball Z. And one other topic that I want to talk about real quickly in this episode was finally Goku showing a bond and a relationship with Gohan like he did back in the Cell games, on, you know, encouraging him and giving him advice. It was just so nice to see, and it changed my perspective on Goku a little bit. And I feel like this episode was kind of a, you know, a shout out to the fans and saying, don't hate Goku yet. You know, not everything is bad. He's still a good father at heart. He still showed that in this episode, and not all the universes are on the line, and also the universes were going to be destroyed anyway, and Goku in a way kind of solved that problem by saying, you know what, if these universes are going to be destroyed anyway, I think we have to fight for them. And you know, that's kind of what this universe is for. The universal survival arc is the battle between the weakest universes to see who can stay on top and who can stay in existence in the plane of the multiverse. Dudes, this episode was fantastic. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of this. I fucking love this episode. I could talk about this episode all day, but I'm not going to. You guys are so awesome for supporting me. If you enjoyed this review and what I had to say, why don't you give me a thumbs up, a like, and that'd be super awesome. And if there's anything that you want to say, leave it down in the comment section. I love it when you guys get a discussion going. It makes me happy, and it makes me think about it as well. And as always, dudes, stay geeky, stay cool, be awesome, and be happy. And I'll see you dudes in my next video.